Mutually assured destruction. All the music, it's just really unfortunate that the, like, instrument quality, so to speak, is so bad, because the music itself, I think, is actually pretty good. Such game performance. Wow. Okay, you can't fire at all when you're trying to deploy. Noted. Needs more MT32, says Fecklad in chat. I don't know whether you could, like, whether there were MT32 games for, MSX. I feel like there could have been. Everything makes sense for there to have been MSX MT32 games, except I don't know if it ever actually happened. What a brilliant battle strategy that was. I'm starting to understand this game, but I feel like part of it is just starting to understand what you do have agency over and what you don't have agency over, you know? Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This music actually rules. I really wish it had better quality, like, sound font. I know it's not a sound font at all, is the problem. It's just a square wave. Wow, that guy's proud. He took me out. Wow, we haven't lost anything? What? Well, we're about to, that's for sure. What a happy track is to see the soldier sprite turn into a puddle of blood. Sonic in chat. Yeah, exactly. Thanks. Tanks for all the tanks. I'm genuinely, like, I'm trying to find reasons to hate this game because that's who I am, but I kind of love it. It's very, like, it has the simplicity of an arcade game. Like, this could have just been in an arcade cabinet and a coin swallower. And the fact that it sort of presents itself as a strategy game, there's not that much strategy. It's really, once you've understood the basics, there's pretty much no strategy. But, you know, like, it's a well-honed version of that particular sort of arcadey feel that they're clearly going for. So, I'm finding it hard to hate it. So much better with the air horn sound font, perfect. 2 square waves and 1 noise channel, the best sound font, yep. It's a tower offense game, so you love it, says Specklad. Yeah, perfect. Maybe later levels become actual Kaizo, says Sonic. I don't actually dislike Bullet Hell, so I wouldn't mind that much if it became Bullet Hell, but it clearly doesn't have the performance for it. Bye-bye, enemy armor. Bye-bye, enemy troops. Yeah, that had to happen. Bye-bye, my own troops. Send another wave. Oh, apparently the soldiers will slowly repair if you pick them up, suspect that in chat. Oh, that makes a certain amount of sense, but it seems a little bit pointless because, they're not a... let's face it, they're soldiers. They're an expendable resource. Like, it doesn't really make sense to use the resources that way. Like, so I don't know if it's entirely clear. I finally figured this out, but when you're carrying anything, you can't shoot, and it doesn't really show you when you're carrying anything. So I'm pretty much avoiding carrying things because it's just too confusing. Like, I don't recognize what's going on when it happens. I think I just crushed my own team member there, whatever. My own soldier. These things happen. We're crossing the Orientalist Bridge. Welcome to Orientalism in video games from Japan. Which I guess is Occidentalism relative to Japan. What is the control scheme? Asks Speclad in chat. As far as I can tell, arrow keys, and there are 2 buttons. And the buttons are takeoff and land and everything else. And to go to the menu, you press both the takeoff land button and the everything else button. Speaking of everything else. Bye. Well, so much for trying to keep a relatively even troop distribution. They are getting way more than they had in previous levels. Like they're sending everything after us. This game rules. The only attitudes I ever have towards a game are either that I love it or I revile it more than anything. I'm incapable of any neutral attitude. Sometimes it's both, as I have attested many times when my attitude towards a game was that I both hated it more than anything and loved it more than anything. But it can never just be neutral. There's no neutral with me. It's so interesting because you are directly controlling the armor thing, but also, like, for all the importance of the armor thing, it really is not what is winning or losing you the battle. Oops. Well, I definitely didn't need 4 of those, but whatever. It doesn't, no harm, no foul. What are the white dots on the radar aspect, lad? That is the missiles, the heat-seeking missiles. The mech was probably made for the action fans that wanted to move around. Games back then didn't appreciate passive gameplay approach yet, said Sonic in chat. And let me be abundantly clear, that's why I appreciate it. I like the fact that there is both an active and passive element to it, and you have to sort of balance them. I think it's like, it's a clever way of building a game, and given the era of this game, very well done. Like, they forced you to sort of think about it and balance it in a... okay, so the performance isn't always amazing, but they forced you to think about it and balance it pretty well. This bridge is really quite troublesome for me, it would appear. Need to overclock your MSX, says Speclad in chat. You know, I think this emulator probably does let me do that, but I fear that it would make the actual gameplay faster. Because, like, you can choose the CPU, and I'll bet that if I had chosen a faster CPU to begin with... So for anybody who doesn't know, the MSX, it's a weird thing. Like, they're basically PCs. They have x86 CPUs. And the MS was Microsoft. Like, they run MS-DOS-based operating system, and they could run versions of Windows specialized for the MSX, but they are not like standard IBM-compatible PCs. They are their own sort of special, unique thing. And they were only in Japan. I think there was like 1 or 2 that were released in Brazil or something, but mostly they're only in Japan. But anyway, because they are like a series of computers, you could theoretically have an MSX computer with a faster CPU and that sort of thing. And so the idea of like overclocking it isn't actually ridiculous. You could just have a faster MSX. But this is emulating a very particular machine, the Panasonic Mumble something. Gotta find a Brazil-exclusive MSX clone game, says Nettie in chat. I'm probably saying Brazil or something just because whenever there's some weird, unique video game thing that is not Japan, it's always Brazil. But in actuality, maybe it wasn't. I have no idea. I think that there was an MSX released in one other place, but it was, yeah, it could have been, you know, Denmark. I have no idea. We gotta clear out this damned bridge. Mutually assured destruction! hard to say whether I'm feeling very stalemated right now, but it's hard to say. I feel like I need to spend more of my armor time defeating this crap and not worrying about their armor. Like, I need to get their stupid troops out of the way, and their armor can take care of itself. Unless it wants to die. Yes, the perfect layout! The mathematically perfect layout! Get this damned bridge cleared out. Yes, I do know that I keep accidentally picking up a tank and depositing it later. In Japan, South Korea, Argentina, and Brazil, the MSX was the preeminent home computer system in the 1980s. I was right about Brazil, but also Argentina. How interesting. It was also fairly popular in continental Europe, especially in Netherlands and Spain. I had no idea that it was both. This bridge is a highly contested zone, says Sonic. Yep. Too bad the radar doesn't show you where you are. It actually does, Speclad. It's just really hard to tell because you're just the same blue as all of your friends. It's a non-zero chance the Egyptian MSX has a bootleg of this game, but you're just fighting Israel, says Nettie in chat. Holy shit, you're right that there is a non-zero chance of that. Boy howdy, I would love to play that game. I would have mixed feelings about playing that game. Oh, you took care of it. Good job. See, like, you are one of those dots. It's just that I think it probably is that you're a bright blue, too. It's just that blue, it's way harder to tell that it's bright, and so it's really hard to tell which one is you. You're just the blue dot that goes a lot faster than all the other blue dots. No base damage whatsoever yet. Don't feel like I'm making progress. Get us a little bit of mutually assured destruction. By the way, if you haven't noticed, the number of regular foot soldiers sometimes goes up, even when I'm not purchasing, and that's because when you destroy certain other units, the soldiers come out and then they're just soldiers. It's kind of interesting. Instead of Herzog on the left, it would just say, comment deleted by Twitch. So I can chat. Having a bad time right now. Oops. You know what? New stupid strategy. Failing to land over and over again. Gonna grab this turret and stick it at the end. Do you even need to buy soldiers? You have plenty of cash, says Speclad in chat. I suspect that, like, the balance, it attempted to describe things in a way that I just don't understand what the hell it was really suggesting, but I suspect that you really don't want to be, you know, missing certain things, because they will match to each other in a useful way. Pardon me, just depositing a turret at your base, no problem. Well, that was useful. That achieved a lot. Glad I did that. Here, we'll just get more biggies, not more littlies. How's that? Oh, we finally did damage to their base. Progress is being made. Technically, I am 15% in the lead, because I've done 15% damage to their base, and they've done 0% damage to mine. Pardon me, just gonna ignore your armor. Totally fine. I feel like whatever strategy I think I'm doing here, it's 1,000,000% wrong. I should be helping my troops to break through that blockade that's quite close to my own base. That was nice and dramatic. Would be cool if you could just squash soldier units in walk mode, says Sonic in chat. There were a few times when I thought I was doing that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Oop. Bustling biologist. Boy howdy. You get to be banned biologist. I hate this interface. Ban. Ban. The best views. Not real views. They're actually better than real views. Logjam. Make sure I'm helping my own troops make progress and not just masturbating. Stop firing rockets at me, you rocket-firing machine! Just because it's your entire raison d'etre to fire rockets at me. Oop. You know what? No, I don't want that. Let me deploy! Thank you. I know armor versus armor warfare is basically a waste. Not gonna stop me from being wasteful! How many tanks can you put in your pockets? Asked Speclad. You can only put one unit in your pocket, period. One tank, or one soldier, or one anti-aircraft gun, or just one. Uno. Really? I could have sworn you picked up multiple people before, says Speclad in chat. It appears that way because it's so easy to accidentally set things down that I have frequently, like, swapped between things really quickly, like, so quickly that just the blinking of, like, updating the graphics makes it unclear what the hell is going on, but you can only carry one. I'm gonna get the crap out of the way of my own base. I'm, like, blocking myself with my own incompetence here. Pick it up. Pick it up? I have no idea what just happened. Yeah, I am carrying it, okay. Please deploy. Thank you. Am I making progress? I have no idea. I literally have no clue. Has the I love this game excitement worn off yet? As Sonic in chat. I think that the most I love this game is always going to be predicated on the fact that it definitely feels like a game of its era that's like, it is refined for the idea that they had that wasn't actually a good idea. Like, or you know, we've managed to refine things a lot more since then, but given what they knew at the time, this was good refinement. Once again, we went from 15% to 99%. I don't quite follow what's ever going on with that. I'm assuming that's just our nukes tunneling underground and reaching there. Aztec. Let me just, save state. Aztec ruins. Not Aztec for copyright reasons. These are Aztec ruins. Oh, hell yeah! Oop. Oh, yeah, definitely looking ruinous. Aztec hella groovy, says Sonic in chat. Yeah! They made better use of the effects they could do on the MSX here. Do they have to abide by giant robot storage too? As in, if they run out, it's game over, says Master Dragon in chat. Apparently not. As far as I can tell, they have infinite armors, and I have only as many as I purchase. But I don't think money just doesn't seem to really be a problem in this game, so I don't really fault them that. That just seems like, you know, that it just is what it is. Oh, hello. They probably just buy them when necessary, says Speclad. That's also possible, yeah, given that you can just purchase extra lives. Stop picking it up! Mutually assured destruction! Mutually assured! Maybe the time limit survive in X amount of time and win, says Sonic in chat. No, I think that, so like, look at this. We have 5 of these. These are nukes. These don't actually appear anywhere, and it said that they tunnel underground. So I think that the first guess that I think Speklad made, that blowing up the enemy base is your nukes hitting the enemy base, was 100% correct. That's what is happening. Let me purchase! Oh, I don't have enough money. Holy shit. It costs 2,000. Oh my god. Speaking of plenty of money, I don't have plenty of money. Still don't have enough money. Yeah, I think the armor versus armor warfare is not advised. Not a good idea. That is not how you're supposed to play this. Because they will just always have another armor, whereas you are more money constrained than they are. At least now I am. I think you're supposed to use your armor like I'm using it here to try and clear a path. Your tanks don't seem that enthusiastic to fight the enemy tank, says Speklad in chat. I mean, there's a definite case of like, you know, this is good against that, this is good against that, that sort of thing, and who knows what's going on with anything. Out of money. Maybe now would be a good idea to start repairing your armor, says Speklad. As far as I can tell, you can't repair your armor. I am yet to find any way to. You said that you can do it by going to your base, but that didn't seem to do anything for me. I'll try going to my base, but I'm like 80% sure it doesn't do a goddamn thing. No, I can do it by picking up a soldier. Oh! That's supposed to repair me, not repair them? That was not a soldier, that was a, tank, or something. I'm not gonna worry about repairing, it's probably fun. Yikes. I think this line is my nukes. Okay. Okay, they've ramped up the challenge a bit. So interestingly, given how the nukes work, I think this is actually almost a tower defense game. They snuck tower defense in, bastards. Whatever. I don't care about you. I care about the units you're trying to place in my base. He knows how to hit me where it hurts, my pocketbook! Both bases at 10. What? Says Sonic in chat. That's happened multitudinous times. That seems to, like, always happen. I don't think I'm, like, screwed here, but, nor do I feel like the progress level is truly incredible. Try not to get into armor versus armor skirmishes unless they force me. Stop picking up your own troops! If I pause this way, can I? No, I can't access the store while paused in the game. Really scary thought is the game starting and the enemy uses nukes immediately, then it's just a fight for survival, says Sonic in chat. I think that's exactly what's happening. Wait, okay. I've picked up a soldier. It is healing me. What the hell? Why? Yeah, picking up a normal soldier heals you. That's bizarre. Whereas getting blown up by the enemy does not heal you. That hurts you. It's a heel boy, says Veclad in chat. How did I not recognize this truth? I think it's time to start filling up on regular troops. I mean, it is like, I guess I'm still figuring out new concepts, so it's not that, shallow. I was about to say it is kind of shallow, but even then I was gonna say it's kind of shallow, but it's, you know, shallow for its era, and I feel like it's not really a shallow game. It's just, you know, the sign of the times. But then I do keep finding new things. So, like, I've already forgotten the name of it. Warlocked! The problem with that game was just that, their ambitions, outstripped their hardware. And, this game, it's like, the ambitions and the hardware seem exactly in line, but that means that, like, their limitations, you can feel the limitations. You can feel that they wrote this to what they knew they could actually do. Money. Ambition outstripped by hardware. That's the Game Boy Color in a nutshell, says Sonic. I am a Game Boy Color hater. Like, my attitude on the Game Boy Color is that this is like Nintendo intentionally going, look, we have market dominance, so rather than trying, let's just release the same system with the bare minimum amount of upgrade to make it seem like we've upgraded something. And it's basically identical to a Game Boy, but with slightly more RAM so that you can handle color graphics. Absolute trash machine. Heel boy! Heel boy! I don't think I'm finding a heel boy. Oh. Might have found a heel boy. Nope. They splatted my heel boy. Oh, there goes me. I'm gonna try and just hold back and get some money for a while. So those early 2000 Game Boy Color games look genuinely hideous. Don't even start with the games for both the Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color. That comparison is a bloodbath, says Sonic. Yeah, I mean, it was just like real lowest common denominator. Like, let's just get the shittiest hardware that we think we're going to be able to sell. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the GBC. You're my pet now. Why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? I can't get to the right of that. What is happening? The hell? There's like some invisible obstacle. Yeah, there's an invisible obstacle here. That's nice. Classy. Oy vey. I mean, I think that I am winning here. It's just that the nukes really do make it like a... Secretly, it's just a survival game. Like, there's just a timing element to it. Also, the invisible wall doesn't help. I don't want to fight you. Go fight somebody else. Fight somebody who's not your own size. That was not what I wanted to pick up. That was not what I wanted to pick up. That was not what I wanted to pick up! Get over here, heel boy. Thank you. Heel boy is not healing me. Oh, maybe it'll only heal you out of the red. Mutually assured destruction! I don't want to fight you, jackass. Go away. Pick on somebody who's not your own size! Mutually assured destruction. Well, actually, you could just walk away. It's faster than the Grand Slam. Good, with an even grander slam. You cannot stop a grand slam. Good news, your grand slams are pretty close to the target, and the AI is doing nothing to stop them. I don't think that it can stop them. I think the grand slams are a grand slam. I don't know why they don't just grand slam me, because it seems like there's absolutely not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Going well past my normal midstream break time. So this row, of which you can only see 2 vaguely right now, I think is the grand slams. And yeah, they're quite close to the enemy base. And I got 5 of them. You would think 5 nukes would be adequate. There it goes. On Wikipedia, it says that the Grand Slams outslam each other, says Backlat in chat. Oh, so if they sort of hit each other, then they cancel out. Mutually assured non-destruction. Rocks will have to wait till after the midstream break. I'm not hating this game anywhere near as much as I was hoping to hate this game. Return of the Revenge. I think this is probably a 2-stream game. That is my guess. In fact, I think it's like a 1.3 stream game. Let's go ahead and re-announce. Loading widget. Oh, the Grand Slams are expensive, huh? Grand Slams are expensive, and I didn't come into this one with any money. Noted. Unless it becomes difficult, the final mission takes 5... Unless it becomes so difficult that the final mission takes 5 streams by itself, says Backlat in chat. A distinct possibility. I mean, the final mission takes 15 Grand Slams instead of 5. 5 is the only correct number of Grand Slams. I don't think you need more than 1 slam anyway, says Backlat in chat. So... my suspicion was that there was some way, and we've quasi-confirmed this, some way that you could defeat the Grand Slams. I'm gonna mostly hang back at my base for a bit and have a different set of concerns. Being money. Money is my concern. Interesting music. Because what I want is to have enough money that I can send out like a proper deployment all at once. Having just a bunch of people sort of spread haphazardly doesn't feel like a good strategy. Whereas if you have like a real line, that seems better to me. But then again, not getting overwhelmed by enemies also seems like a good idea. By the way, I read on Wikipedia that if you pick up an AAM carrier, you can shoot off its missiles, says Backlat in chat. I suppose that makes sense. Wonder what the lore reason is for money being harder to obtain later on. The government doesn't appreciate your war strategy of throw nuke at enemy in every field, says Sonic in chat. I mean, it's working. It is not permitted to argue with results. How much does the, 2,000, okay. Land armor costs 2,000. So I've got all the nukes deployed. It's just about survival now. And I think getting a good store of money and doing all my deployments at once, I think makes sense. I don't think it makes sense to try to do it really any other way, frankly. I'm gonna wait until I have 2 grand, at least. What the? Did I? Okay, it's gonna take longer to have 2 grand because I accidentally bought another nuke. They're expensive, you know? I accidentally pressed, I pressed the combination of keys to exit the menu when the combination of keys gets you into the menu, not out of the menu. Because they have to carry the money from the capital in briefcases. The further away you are, the longer it takes for the money to arrive, says Speclat. I think that's right. You're liberating your own cities with nukes. Good point, Nettie. I'm still in my own territory. So strange how somehow the president being assassinated led to the whole of Mercia being occupied, says Nettie. It does seem like, I don't understand why, yeah, there are many questions to be asked. Okay, so now we've got an actual offensive line here. So I will try to defend the offensive line. Sure wish I had a heal boy right now. Such speed, such power. Gonna go and purchase myself a heal boy. Oh god, he takes so long to leave. There we go. He doesn't heal very quickly, but he does heal. By the way, I like how you spent all that time setting up the real-time translation and the game is mostly all in English. Suspect that. I was 1000% expecting that. The only reason why I launched the game and I saw that the first couple screens were in Japanese, so I had set up the live translation, but I was completely anticipating, just because of what I know about Japanese games and MSX games, completely anticipating that I would essentially not use the live translation. Will you heal faster if you pick up another heal boy? Suspect that. Remember, you cannot pick up more than one. My new strategy is to not have a sensible strategy and be an idiot. The important part of the strategy is that there is no strategy. Why didn't I pick you up? How's my money? I'm gonna wait for 4,000. Because I definitely did not get as much of a deployment as I was hoping to with 2,000, so 4,000 it is. Such performance, wow. In the final mission, there is no money, it's just you against the entire enemy army. Says Speculad in chat. I don't know what that try it was about, presumably picking up more than one soldier, but there's like not even the controls to make the attempt. You don't understand. You just pick up soldiers by walking into them. So if the game doesn't want you to, you're not going to. Gonna just heal up for a bit. This is some exciting gameplay right here. Having fun yet, says Foggy in chat. The new strategy the game has forced me to employ can definitely be described as fun-wee. The game has managed to achieve fun-wee. It's hard to tell what line is the nukes because I ended up buying them all spread out. Get back here, heal boy. I feel like on this level, the nonsense I'm doing now is a killer strategy. Particularly since money seems to be such a problem. Skirmish is happening on the other side. Get back here, heal boy. Okay, feels like it's time to spend some money. No, it isn't. Die! Die already! Yeah, my front line is utterly annihilated. Unsurprising. But since it is just about getting a nuke into the right place... Okay. Out of money. Dang it. Not what I've tried to pick up. Okay. Is there friendly fire? Asked Speculad in chat. I can't tell. I think there is. Attack disenable. What? Attack disenable. Because I'm carrying the troop, it's telling me that my attack is disenabled. I can't attack. My attack is disenabled because I'm carrying a heal boy. Decrease the increase, says Speculad. They've already disenabled my attack. Disincrease, you mean, says Nettie. Dang it. I mean, we're destroying a lot more of their armors than they're destroying of me, given that thanks to the heal boy strategy, I ain't yet been destroyed. But I'm about to. Oh no! Heal boy's dead! I'm about to be dead! Oh god, my entire front line is dead. I don't know where my nukes are. I guess they're these. They're getting close, says Spongy, presumably of the nukes. It's so hard to aim at the just individual soldiers because they're so tiny. I think that the enemy does have money limits too, and it is exactly what was sort of discussed, that like they just buy new armors when they need to. I wonder if it's just like from now on money is going to be tight, or if it's more like there just are levels where money is the problem, there's levels where the terrain is the problem, like it just varies. My front line is destroyed. Get back here, heal boy. Who said you were allowed to do anything other than heal me? Has terrain ever been a problem in this game yet? Asked Sonic in chat. Well, insofar as there can be, like, restrictions where it's like, that bridge, for example, was narrower, and so it was like a choke point. So the terrains give choke points. That's the way that terrain matters. Mo money is mo problem, says Fongy in chat. You mow it. I think that these are some of my nukes. They're getting very close. This is the best use of my armor. Oh, we won. That was not the most exciting battle. Unfortunately, the killer strategy for that one, at least the one that I figured out, seemed to be hang around and do nothing. Meld. Seaside. We're gonna get... It's a river. This is clearly a river. But okay, seaside, whatever you say. It's a very long sea, okay, says Specloud. A very long, very narrow sea. When I save state between levels, I had to switch screens because the game is trying to dox me.